Americans are spending more than $14 billion on tax preparation services this year, but millions of taxpayers may qualify for free filing services. Stefanie O'Connell Rodriguez, host of Real Simple's Money Confidential podcast, is here with me to talk about who qualifies for this program. Now, let's talk about this about a week away, right? What are some of the most popular free services and who's eligible?
Well, there's a great service called IRS Free File, and this is a private-public partnership set up through the IRS with some of these tax software companies that we all probably are familiar with, but that we can actually access for free if you're a qualified taxpayer. So if your adjusted gross income is below $73,000, you may qualify to use one of these services that, again, you probably are familiar with, but for free. So the way to find out if you qualify is to go to irs.gov and answer some basic questions about your income from last year, your household, and they'll let you know which partner services you might qualify for to use to file and prepare your federal return and potentially even your state return for free.
The key that you mentioned, state returns. Some states don't have a state income tax, not a problem they have to worry about. Do any of these services connect taxpayers to local assistance programs where they may think they may be missing on benefits?
Well, you make a really good point here because the free file service is connecting you to that tax software. And so that's still pretty much a DIY approach. It's a step-by-step DIY approach, but maybe you're somebody, you're like me, like I like asking a lot of questions. I have a lot of clarifying things to make sure that I'm getting all the benefits I'm eligible for. So I really value that in-person connection. So in that case, if you're like me, you might want to use the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program. And that's where you're going to be able to work with volunteers who are accredited through the IRS to help you prepare your tax return. And they are located all over the country. So you can check out VITA, Volunteer Income Tax Assistance.
Wait, say it again, VITA?
VITA, and put in where you live, your zip code, and they will connect you to the resources in your location where you can get access to free assistance to file your return. Again, there are some income limits there. If you're over a certain age, you might be able to access this. If English is not your first language, you might be able to access this. Also, if you're a member of the military, there's something called mill tax, and there are no income limits for mill tax. You just have to be a service member or a qualifying veteran.
And are some of these filing services, are they also helping you with state taxes?
Some of them. So you have to be eligible for. But if you live in a state without income tax, as you know from Texas, maybe this isn't an issue for you. But also check your state Department of Finance and Taxation to see if they have their own free file set up. Some states will even allow you to just file your return for free right through your state's Department of Finance.
And I want to follow up on one thing you said.
Yeah.
How important is it, because people get intimidated by this, to ask questions?
Oh my gosh, definitely ask questions. Right? It's money in your pocket if you can save money on taxes, right? So if you care about your money, nobody cares about your money more than you do, right?
Yes.
So be your own best advocate and call up that Volunteer Income Tax Assistance hotline and utilize these free services. They're really there for taxpayers to maximize, so we should use them.
Get over that fear because it is your money.
Exactly.
All right, Stefanie O'Connell Rodriguez, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
This Money Watch segment has been brought to you by Edward Jones.